Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. So, a few thoughts about the game that's going on right now. Philadelphia, it's halftime. Philly's got a couple point lead, nothing too serious. I think uh, what I'm seeing here is Joel Embiid and his back. Um, that's what's on my mind. I see that Stanley Johnson fouled him, a good foul, by the way, as he was going up um, for a layup, and tweaked his back pretty bad on the foul. Kind of went up awkward, um, and it's going to be interesting to see. And the reason why I think it's so interesting is because not only as it pertains to this particular game, but just to zoom out in terms of the Sixers, they really did trade away the backup for Joel Embiid, a guy who allowed them to have solidified center play and rebounding and things of that nature when Joel Embiid needed to sit out and rehab moments like this. Heading into the playoffs, that dynamic gone. If they think they're going to rely upon DJ, as a Laker fan who's watched him all season, let me assure you, you're going to go tumbling down the standings. It's not going to work. Um, and I think because of it, you run the risk of having situations like this where Joel's going to try to play through these situations, um, or try to rush back from injury because of it, or things like that. This back, is he going to be able to really rest it properly? If they had Drummond, for sure. Right now, no, he's not going to be able to. This is a problem. And I know they like James Harden and all that, but this is a problem for the Sixers. They are not deep enough with big men to really handle the business they need to be able to handle. And I'm telling you, if they go up against say Miami with Bam, or that Cleveland team and dealing with Mobley and their big guys, or even more so a team like Boston with Robert Williams, if they get matched up with the wrong team and Joel is not 100%, they're going to be at risk for going home very early. I'm not saying that Drummond would have held up the trade for me. I'm just saying I would have been much more prepared to replace Andre Drummond than the Philadelphia 76ers appear to be. So at halftime, I'm not really even thinking about my team. I'm actually thinking about theirs and how this back is probably going to linger. And, you know, it's the wrong time for a guy like Joel Embiid to start having these type of issues. I would sit him for the rest of the game if they're smart. Um, and that segues me into what I'm seeing for our team. I'm happy. I'm very happy with the Los Angeles Lakers. They don't have Braun out there, and they're active. They are just simply active. I'm seeing a lot of what we saw in the previous game, of players diving at the basket and us using really short, close interior passes um, as, as guys are cutting and getting ourselves some easy buckets. I think Russell Westbrook's playing a good floor game, getting his teammates involved and not being a problem for us. He's missing some shots here and there, a couple turnovers, stuff like that. But for the most part, I see him playing smart and playing within rhythm. I see guys playing in sync. I think you could tell that they've been practicing. It shows that they're starting to get synergy. And I really like what I'm seeing from Standing Mans. You know, as I said in the pregame, he's shooting the ball, and they keep leaving him open, and he keeps burning them. And he's making me look like I know what I'm talking about, because that's exactly what's happening out there. He is striking them and doing a fantastic job. Wenyen Gabriel, I love what I'm seeing from him. 50-50 balls, tips, and things of that nature. As I said, look for him to continue to bring that to our team and ultimately provide us something that we desperately needed all season long. Dwight Howard, it's hard to play him when he doesn't play well. And I thought that he was struggling a little bit to start the game, but I think he picked it up a little bit as the game progressed. Going up against Joel Embiid is a heck of a task, and you know it's one of those situations where I just know that he's doing a great job out there ultimately. But he just started the game off slow, so on and so forth. Carmelo Anthony, kind of, we still are looking for ways of allowing him to be effective. And again, we saw sequences tonight where our team kind of broke down when we put him in the game, just simply because of defensive issues, as usual. You know, it's kind of hard to play him when the defense is just falls apart out there. You know, when he's being a focus on defensively. So I just want us to try to put him in lineups that are more defensive, so that we can not allow him to be the last guy in the paint. for situations that we've seen us get burned on a lot of times. So I think we found a little struggle tonight in that regard. But overall, this is a good game. You know, Malik Monk is being active, explosive once again, showing us that he can not only shoot but get off the floor as well. Um, I think Austin Reeves is struggling some. Shooting the ball is struggling. It's not falling for him. He's got to find. He has to work his way through this game. I hope he has a better second half. No THT tonight. Thought it was smart that we set him as well. And DJ Augustin, I didn't know that with him having 6 for 6 3-point shots in the previous game, that he was only shy of Kobe Bryant's 7 for 7. So he's only been here for a couple of weeks and he's already dang near setting records. So I think that's pretty impressive, and I couldn't be more happy with his short tenure as a Laker thus far. I said something on this camera, and I think it would be understood if you saw me say it, but I think in context I'd like to just reiterate that when I blasted his signing, it wasn't because of his game. I just felt like that should be a young player that would garner us more trade value, which is why I said that I felt like whoever suggested we pick him up was the person we should be letting go. But to be honest with you, after further thinking about that, I think there was another way of looking at it, and that is, if I wanted to put together a team next season and I'm looking for role players that I want to bring in early, one of them would be DJ Augustin. So when you consider it from that point of view, I had to reiterate the importance of understanding both of those points so that everybody knows that, yeah, that's going to come off funny. If you go back and see the video, you're like, how could you agree with that and then see him play this way? But at the end of the day, I would pose a question to you. If we try to trade DJ Augustin right now, as well as he's been playing, what do we receive? And it's not going to be a whole lot because his value is locked. No matter how well he plays, he's established as who he is. And my point of view was I want to bring in a player in his stead, not necessarily in his stead, but I just felt like we needed to bring in a player that could increase in value. And I thought that every player we put on this roster should be able to increase in value because we were playing for nothing in my mind at the time. So since then, the team has played a lot better. We're still in a position to make the playoffs. And I feel a lot differently about winning right now. I want to win. And I think DJ Augustin does a great deal to help us do that. So that's the entirety of my point on DJ Augustin. I'm happy he's here. I just blasted the signing for that reason alone. So that's what I wanted to say. Halftime should be almost over. Let's go back and enjoy the game. Thanks for watching BDF 44. I'm out.